Money isn't just paper, metal, or numbers on a screen. It's energy that flows to those who understand how it moves. And the truth is, there are laws, money principles, that silently dictate who gets wealthy and who stays broke, unspoken truths that decide how far you go financially. The rich live by them, consciously or unconsciously, and the broke violate them daily, often without even realizing it. In this video, we'll uncover the 40 laws of money, timeless principles that shape your financial reality. Some will challenge how you think about money, and others will expose why you're stuck. But every single one is essential if you truly want to build wealth that lasts. Let's begin. 1. Money flows to those who understand it. Money doesn't move to the people who work the hardest, it moves to those who understand how it works. That's the brutal truth most people never face. You can work 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week, and still struggle, while someone else makes more in an hour than you do in a month, not because they're smarter, but because they understand money's behavior. They know how it circulates, multiplies, and hides in systems like taxes, assets, and investments. Money rewards awareness. It punishes ignorance. The moment you begin learning how money actually functions, not just earning it, but multiplying and protecting it, you step into a completely different league. Understanding money is the first doorway to freedom. 2. You'll never have what you despise. You can't attract what you secretly hate. Most people say they want money, but deep down, they resent those who have it. They see rich people and call them greedy, privileged, or corrupt, not realizing that this resentment blocks their own path to abundance. If your subconscious sees money as evil, it will find a way to push it away, even when you get it. You'll overspend, self-sabotage, or stay in situations that limit your financial growth, all because your beliefs about money are toxic. You can't build wealth with guilt in your heart. Respect money. Appreciate those who've earned it through discipline and strategy. The moment you stop hating wealth, you'll start attracting it. 3. Money rewards value. Most people sell time, the wealthy sell value. That's the shift that separates the middle class from the wealthy. When you sell your time, your income has a ceiling. There are only 24 hours in a day. But when you sell value, knowledge, skill, or results, there's no limit. You can earn while you sleep because your value keeps working even when you don't. That's why people who master one skill, something others need, often change their entire financial reality. Your job shouldn't be your final source of income. It should be your first classroom. Learn the skill, master it, then turn that skill into a value that pays you again and again. 4. You can't save your way to wealth. Saving is protection, not progression. It keeps you from drowning, but doesn't get you to shore. People save every month thinking they're building wealth, but inflation quietly eats away at that pile. Wealth isn't built by hoarding, it's built by growing. You save to invest, not to stay comfortable. Every dollar sitting idle loses potential. Money only grows when it's in motion, invested in something that multiplies it. The real formula is this: save to invest, invest to grow, and grow to be free. The people who save forever without moving that money into assets are just holding seeds that never become trees. 5. You either control money or it controls you. Money is emotional. It doesn't just sit in your wallet, it lives in your habits, your fears, and your priorities. When you don't control your spending controls your life. The urge to upgrade, to impress, to buy things you don't need, those are emotional leaks that quietly destroy your future. Financial control starts when you stop reacting and start planning. Every time you choose delayed gratification over impulse spending, you're taking power back. You're telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Control isn't about restriction, it's about direction. 6. Money magnifies who you already are. Money doesn't change people, it exposes them. If you're kind, you'll be generous with it. If you're reckless, you'll destroy yourself faster with it. Money amplifies your habits, your mindset, and your emotional maturity. That's why some people get rich and lose it all. They never built the character to handle it. Before money grows in your bank, it has to grow in your mindset. You can't manage 1 million if you can't handle 100. Money is a mirror. It reflects you back to yourself. If you want more, start by becoming more. 7. The poor pay twice. The poor don't just pay with money, they pay with time, stress, and repetition. They buy cheap products that break fast, take bad loans with high interest, and spend years repaying mistakes that could have been avoided. Meanwhile, the wealthy buy quality once, invest smartly once, and their money keeps working for them. Being broke costs more than being rich because poor decisions compound negatively. Financial literacy is what breaks that cycle. Once you understand the cost of cheapness and the price of ignorance, you'll start valuing knowledge over shortcuts. 8. Debt can either be a weapon or a wound. Debt isn't always bad, but it becomes deadly when used wrong. Good debt makes you richer. It builds assets that produce income. Bad debt makes you poorer. It funds consumption that loses value. Most people use debt emotionally to fill gaps in self-worth or social pressure. The wealthy use debt strategically to buy leverage, opportunities, and time. The difference isn't the debt itself, it's the discipline behind it. You must master borrowing with purpose and repaying with precision. Otherwise, debt becomes the silent trap that eats your future before you even live it. 9. You're paid based on the problems you solve. In the marketplace, your income is a reflection of how big the problems you solve are. Small problems, small pay. Big problems, big rewards. The world doesn't pay for effort, it pays for impact. That's why two people can work equally hard, but one earns 10 times more. One is solving problems that matter to millions, while the other solves personal or local ones. The richer you want to be, the more valuable your solutions must become. Stop chasing easy. Start solving meaningful problems. The money will always follow. 10. Your environment shapes your financial destiny. You can't grow wealthy in a poor environment. That doesn't mean people, it means mindset. If everyone around you complains about the economy, blames others, or spends to impress, you'll eventually do the same. Proximity creates patterns. Surround yourself with people who think about ownership, investments, and long-term freedom, and your mindset will evolve naturally. Sometimes the biggest financial move you'll ever make is changing who you talk to daily. Wealth doesn't just come from effort, it comes from exposure. 11. Money grows in silence. The loudest people are often the brokest. True wealth doesn't announce itself, it compounds quietly. The people constantly showing off their lifestyle are usually the ones living paycheck to paycheck, desperate for validation. Real money hates noise because noise attracts unnecessary attention from jealousy, from taxes, from distraction. Silent wealth is focused wealth. It doesn't need to prove anything because the numbers speak for themselves. When you stop broadcasting every small win and start building in private, you allow your progress to mature. The world doesn't need to see your seeds, they'll see your forest when it's time. 12. Your money grows only as fast as you do. Money follows personal growth. If you stay the same person, same habits, same knowledge, same comfort zone, your income will stay the same too. Every new level of wealth demands a new level of discipline, understanding, and self-awareness. When people say they want more money, they often forget they must become the person capable of managing it. You can't sustain wealth with the mindset that created the struggle. To grow your income, grow your character first. Read, learn, network, and evolve because your financial ceiling is a reflection of your mental ceiling. 13. Cash flow is king. It doesn't matter how much money you make, what matters is how much consistently comes in and stays. People think being rich means having a lot of money in the bank, but true wealth is having a consistent cash flow that funds your life without fear. The wealthy don't depend on one source. They build systems that produce multiple streams: business, dividends, rentals, and royalties. They focus on flow, not accumulation. Cash flow gives you freedom, peace, and choice. Without it, even a millionaire can go broke. If your income stops when you stop working, you're not financially free, you're just temporarily stable. 14. Compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Albert Einstein called it that for a reason, because compounding isn't just a formula, it's the most powerful force in finance. Whether it's your money, knowledge, or habits, compounding rewards consistency over intensity. It starts slow, painfully slow, then suddenly becomes unstoppable. Most people never experience its power because they quit too early. They want fast results, not long-term freedom. But the truth is, compounding only works for those who respect time. Every small, consistent investment, every book you read, every dollar reinvested, all of it multiplies quietly behind the scenes until one day it looks like magic. 15. Inflation punishes the passive. The money sitting in your bank is losing value every year. Inflation quietly erodes your purchasing power while you think you're playing it safe. But in the money game, safety is an illusion. If your money isn't growing, it's dying. That's why the wealthy always seek growth assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, things that rise with or beat inflation. The poor stay comfortable holding cash, not realizing that comfort costs them more than risk. Inflation is the silent tax on fear. If you're too scared to invest, you're paying the highest price of all, the price of standing still. 16. Money loves speed but rewards patience. In money, timing is everything. The world moves fast. Opportunities come and go in seconds, so when you see something valuable, you act quickly. But after you've made the move, that's where patience comes in. The mistake most people make is flipping those two principles. They're slow to start and fast to quit. The wealthy do the opposite. They act fast, then wait. They understand that planting is instant, but harvesting takes time. So be quick to begin, but patient to see it grow. That's how you master both urgency and endurance, the twin engines of wealth. 17. Never spend before you earn. This sounds simple, but it's where most financial pain begins. Spending tomorrow's money today is how people trap themselves in debt. Credit cards, loans, buy now, pay later. They all make you feel rich today while chaining your future freedom. Wealthy people don't spend based on emotion. They spend based on data. They know their numbers, their cash flow, their margins. They never make emotional purchases because they understand that every dollar has a job. If it's not working for you, it's working against you. Delayed gratification is not punishment, it's power. 18. Multiple streams of income equal stability. Relying on one source of income is like standing on one leg. Eventually, you'll fall. The world changes fast. Jobs disappear, industries evolve, and opportunities shift. But people with multiple income streams don't panic when one dries up. They pivot. One stream might pay the bills, another might build the future, and another might create freedom. It's not about having 10 businesses. It's about building smart, interconnected sources that work together. The more streams you have, the less pressure each one carries. Financial peace doesn't come from how much you make. It comes from how many doors your money comes through. 19. Assets feed you, liabilities bleed you. Everything you own either puts money in your pocket or takes it out. That's the ultimate truth of wealth. Cars, gadgets, fancy clothes, they may make you feel good temporarily, but they drain your finances long term. Assets, on the other hand, quietly fund your life. They don't depreciate in emotion, they appreciate in value. When you start thinking in terms of assets and liabilities, your entire financial world shifts. You stop chasing status and start chasing sustainability. Every purchase from that point on becomes strategic, not emotional. The goal isn't to look rich, it's to stay rich. 20. Money. Without purpose is meaningless. Money is only powerful when it serves something bigger than greed. Many people chase it, get it, then feel empty because they never defined why they wanted it in the first place. Purpose gives money direction. It transforms wealth into impact. Whether it's providing for your family, helping others, building freedom, or creating change, your why keeps you grounded. Without purpose, money becomes noise, endless chasing with no peace. But when your money aligns with your mission, every dollar you earn feels like progress, not pressure. 21. Your mindset is your greatest currency. Money is a reflection of how you think, not just how you work. Two people can start with the same salary and end up in completely different places. One broke, the other financially free, all because of mindset. One sees money as a tool, the other sees it as a ticket. One invests, the other spends. Your beliefs about money shape your behaviors around it. If you see money as scarce, you'll hoard it. If you see it as abundant, you'll attract it. The truth is, your thoughts about wealth determine your reality with it. The richest people didn't just learn financial skills, they rewired how they thought about opportunity, risk, and growth. 22. Financial discipline beats financial genius. You don't need to be a genius to get rich. You just need discipline. Most people know what to do with money, they just don't do it consistently. They plan to save, then spend. They want to invest, then hesitate. The world is full of people with big plans but small discipline. The wealthy are different. They build systems that remove emotion from money. Automatic investments, strict budgets, clear goals. They don't rely on motivation, they rely on structure. Because wealth isn't about knowing more, it's about repeating the right habits long enough for compounding to take over. Discipline is the bridge between goals and growth. 23. Emotions are the enemy of wealth. Money triggers emotion, excitement, fear, greed, guilt, and those emotions are the exact reasons people make terrible decisions. They buy when they feel hyped and sell when they feel scared. They spend when they feel sad and justify it as self-care. But emotions and wealth don't mix. The rich learn to separate feelings from finances. They know that logic builds, emotion breaks. Emotional spending, emotional investing, emotional reacting all destroy long-term growth. Mastering your emotions is harder than mastering the market, but it's what makes the difference between those who stay rich and those who lose it all. 24. Never compete, create. Competing for money limits you. Creating value multiplies you. Most people spend their lives trying to outperform others fighting for the same jobs, same clients, same attention. But true wealth comes when you create something unique, a product, a skill, a solution that doesn't need competition. The richest people in the world didn't win a race. They built their own lane. They didn't ask, "How can I beat them?" They asked, "How can I serve differently?" When you stop competing and start creating, money starts chasing you. 25. Money amplifies relationships. Money changes relationships. It reveals true intentions, hidden insecurities, and people's real values. Some will envy you. Some will expect from you. Some will distance themselves. But that's not a reason to fear success. It's a filter that shows who belongs in your next chapter. When you grow financially, your circle will either shrink or evolve. The key is to surround yourself with people who celebrate your growth, not guilt trip you for it. Protect your peace as much as your profits, because toxic relationships drain more wealth than bad investments ever will. 26. Never rely on one person for your financial safety. whether it's a partner, a job, or even the government, depending on one source of stability, is financial suicide. Life happens. Relationships end. Jobs vanish. Economies collapse. The only true security is independence, having the knowledge, skills, and resources to stand on your own feet, no matter what happens. Too many people lose everything because they handed their power away in trust instead of preparing for uncertainty. Love people, trust people, but never give away your financial backbone. Protect your independence like your life depends on it, because financially, it does. 27. Don't confuse income with wealth. Just because someone earns a lot doesn't mean they're rich. High income with high expenses equals struggle in disguise. Wealth is what you keep and grow, not what you make. There are people earning millions who are drowning in debt, and others earning modest salaries who are building quiet empires. It's not about numbers, it's about habits. The poor spend first and save what's left. The rich invest first and spend what's left. The difference between rich and broke isn't income, it's priority. 28. Your attention is the new currency. In the digital age, your attention is more valuable than your money. Every app, every ad, every algorithm is designed to steal it, because where your attention goes, your energy and money follow. If you don't control your attention, someone else will control your wallet. Every distraction costs you focus, and every lost hour costs you progress. The wealthy guard their attention like gold because they know it's the starting point of every result. If you can master where your attention goes, you can master where your money flows. 29. Learn the language of money. Money speaks a language most people never learn: interest rates, assets, equity, taxes, leverage, cash flow. If you don't speak it, you'll always depend on others who do. And depending on others financially is how people get manipulated or misled. Financial literacy is the armor that protects you from financial traps. Once you understand the language, you see opportunities where others see confusion. You don't need a degree to learn it, just curiosity, discipline, and the willingness to start small. The more fluent you become in money's language, the less you'll ever fear it. 30. Protect the downside. Before you chase the upside, wealthy people think in probabilities, not fantasies. They know that no matter how good something looks, risk always exists, so they protect themselves before chasing returns. That means having emergency funds, insurance, and exit plans before investments. The poor chase profits. The rich plan for protection. It's not negativity, it's strategy. Protecting the downside ensures you stay in the game long enough to win. In money, survival comes before success, because you can't grow wealth if you can't keep it. 31. Freedom is the real goal. Most people chase money, thinking it'll buy them freedom, but they get it backward. Freedom is the goal, not the cash. What you actually want isn't $1 million. It's the ability to wake up and do what you want without asking for permission. It's the power to live on your own terms, to work because you choose to, not because you have to. That's what real wealth looks like. Freedom isn't just financial, it's emotional and mental. It's not about escaping work, but about creating a life that doesn't feel like work. Money is only the tool. Freedom is the reward. 32. Time is the ultimate currency. Money can be lost and regained, time cannot. The wealthy understand that time is the real measure of value, so they buy it back through leverage. They delegate, automate, and invest in systems that free up their time for what truly matters. The broke trade time for money. The rich trade money for time. Every purchase, every job, every commitment either gives you more time or takes it away. The real question isn't, how much does this cost? It's, how much time does this cost me? Because when you lose time, you lose the one currency you'll never earn back. 33. Money is a terrible master but a powerful servant. If you don't master money, it will master you. People become slaves to their bills, their desires, and their financial fears because they let money control their emotions. But when you flip the relationship, when you make money serve your goals instead of your impulses, you take your power back. That's when money becomes a tool, not a tyrant. The key is direction. Every dollar should have a purpose. You tell it where to go, what to build, what to grow. If you don't give money orders, it will find a way to control you instead. 34. Wealth is boring. This might sound strange, but true wealth isn't glamorous. It's disciplined, structured, and repetitive. The wealthiest people in the world aren't chasing trends every week. They're compounding small, smart decisions over decades. They live below their means, invest consistently, and stay patient while others chase excitement. The irony is that the path to extraordinary wealth looks ordinary. It's saving when others spend. It's reinvesting profits instead of celebrating early. It's saying no to what feels good now so you can say yes to everything later. Boring wealth builds peace. Flashy wealth builds pressure. 35. You don't need to be the smartest, just the most consistent. In money, consistency beats intelligence every time. The markets reward those who stay long enough to let compounding do its work. The business world rewards those who show up daily when others burn out. You don't need to know everything. You just need to keep going when others quit. The biggest mistake people make is starting and stopping. They save for a few months, then spend it all. They invest once, then panic. The truth is, consistency turns average people into extraordinary successes. It's not about perfect timing, it's about never stopping time. 36. Generosity multiplies wealth. This might sound spiritual, but it's practical. Money flows through gratitude and generosity. When you give, you signal to your mind that you have enough. That abundance mindset opens doors, opportunities, and relationships that scarcity can't. The wealthy give not because they want to show off, but because they understand circulation. What you give comes back multiplied in trust, in influence, in peace. Generosity also keeps your heart soft and your ego small. The goal isn't to die with the most money, it's to live with the most impact. 37. Learn to walk away. One of the most underrated money skills is knowing when to walk away from bad deals, toxic partnerships, unnecessary fights, and lifestyles that drain you. Walking away doesn't mean losing. It means protecting your peace and preserving your capital. The poor chase emotions. The wealthy guard logic. Not every opportunity deserves your attention, and not every relationship deserves your investment. The power to walk away is the power to stay in control of your time, your energy, and your destiny. When you stop being desperate, the right opportunities start chasing you. 38. Wealth without wisdom destroys you. Money in the hands of someone without self-awareness becomes a weapon. That's why lottery winners go broke and why some celebrities end up miserable despite their fortune. Wealth magnifies your weaknesses if you don't have the wisdom to guide it. Financial wisdom isn't just about knowing how to earn. It's about knowing when enough is enough, when to say no, and when to stay grounded. Without wisdom, success becomes self-sabotage. But when wisdom leads, wealth becomes sustainable. Money without wisdom builds ego. Money with wisdom builds empires. 39. Legacy is greater than luxury. Luxury fades, but legacy lasts. The clothes, cars, and vacations might impress today, but they vanish tomorrow. What remains is the impact you leave on the family you empower, the people you inspire, the lives you touch. True wealth isn't measured by what you buy, but by what outlives you. The greatest joy of money is using it to create something that continues after you're gone. Legacy turns wealth into meaning. And when you build a legacy, even death can't bankrupt you. 40. Master money, then teach it. The final law of money is to pass it on, not just the wealth, but the wisdom. Teach your children, your friends, your community how money truly works. Because real power doesn't come from keeping others in ignorance. It comes from lifting them with knowledge. Every generation that learns breaks a chain of financial struggle. Be the one who changes your family's financial story. The more people you help rise, the more the world rewards you in return. That's how money's circle completes when it becomes a tool not just for survival, but for transformation. The 40 laws of money aren't just financial rules, they're a philosophy for life. They teach that money isn't about greed, it's about growth. It's not about looking rich, it's about being free. Every dollar you earn represents a choice to waste it, to protect it, or to multiply it. The game of money isn't won by those who work the hardest, but by those who think the smartest, act the longest, and grow the deepest. Master these laws, and you won't just build wealth, you'll build peace. You'll build control. You'll build a life where money works for you, not against you. Because in the end, money isn't the goal, it's the freedom to become who you were always meant to be.